Hi, thank you so much for joining me today. This is Jenny Oya with Nuggets and Things. I was sharing this morning with my grandson. He called me on the phone and he said, Grand, I'm trying to do something with my anxiety. I said, Boy, boy, what's going on with your anxiety? Let me tell you something, honey. I said, everything is set up in the sense of the word to keep your anxiety high. You know, got you always thinking about the what if and this happened, that happened, all this kind of stuff. This is not, coincidence, right? It's the ripple effect. The ripple effect. You know what a ripple effect is, don't you? You hit, you throw the stone here and you see the ripple cause this big old effect, right? And that's the way life is kind of set up sometimes. You got to look at things a little differently. Don't get lost in a whole lot of stuff. I said, let me tell you something, honey. I said, own your, you own your world. I said, everybody's going to pieces, honey, having fits, honey, about the election. I said, honey, whew. I said, y'all excited about see who's going to govern your life. I said, I only been governed by two people in my whole life, just two. And they laying side by side, well, their remains are side by side, at the cemetery. That's my mom and my daddy. I'm the only two people ever governed me. I'm my own country. I'm my own country, honey. I said, when you have your own country going on, because what is that about? What's that about? Somebody is set up to tell you what to do, how to do, when to do. Fo- Mm. I'm my own country. I said, honey, I told my told my grandson, boy, be your own country now. I said, let me tell you about your country. When you understand that you are your own country, when you understand that, you also understand, that people that come into your world, into your country, you know, I was in my mom and my daddy's country until I turned 16. When I turned 16 years old, I wanted my own country. And so I moved out because my daddy had a rule. I govern you as long as you underneath of this, domain. When you leave this domain, you can have your own country. Hmm. That sounds inviting to me. You know, by the time I was 14 years old, I was already working. I was working. So I had to learn how to hit the clock, keep it with my hours, got a paycheck every week. My daddy showed me how to govern my money even then. Check this out, honey. Let me tell you something. When I was 14 years old, my daddy told me this. He said, look, when you go out here and you're working, this is how you going this is how you going to divide your money. You see what I'm saying? My daddy set me up, honey, and didn't even realize what he was doing. So he said 1/3 of your check goes in the bank. So he opened me up a savings account. And look at this now. This is exciting for me. He said 1/3 of your money is going to me. Now, I wasn't happy about that now. I'm out here working, give you my money. But okay. And 1/3 is yours. That's what he told me. I said, okay. Guess what he did? He was teaching me something, how to take care of my own self and have my own country, honey. I'm up here supporting his country. So I can support my own. Check me out, y'all. 2 years of doing that, I had a little bit of change inside the bank account. I'll buy my own clothes. And I was just taking the other third, giving to my daddy. Shoot, I can do that. And I moved out at 16 years old. And I know they said, that old crazy girl, she thinks she's gonna make it out here in the streets at 16. She'll be back. Don't let her wander. Honey, when I started my country, I visit their country. But honey, I never moved back into their country because I have my own country. You hear what I'm saying to you? I govern this thing. This is bad. Y'all say that woman about as silly as they can be. But you look, if you can pick up what I just got done putting down, you're gonna learn something, honey, about being governed. All this stuff that's going on. Whew. Honey, I got my own country, honey. Mm. And it's going on too, honey. It's going on. Now I said that to say this. When he finished talking to me about his anxiety, I said, honey, get your country together. Get your country together, honey. You ain't got to worry about what's going on outside here. Straighten out the country. Yours. Your country. Get that straight. Mm-hmm. You know? Then I was talking to my baby. You know, he called me this morning. Well, he calls me every morning. My son, before he goes off to work or anything, and before he starts his day, he calls his mama. You know, every day. Not because he wants something, but because he needs to talk to his mama. That's a good thing. And so we were talking, and he started talking about one thing. I said, honey, today, like every day, set your mind up what you're gonna have, what you got planned for today. How you gonna have what you gonna plan on doing for today? What's your goal for today? Set it up, honey. Then then you put yourself down for, what you're gonna do 6 months from now, what you gonna be doing. Put them goals up there and then put it on the refrigerator, put it before you so you can see it every day. Don't write it down, put it in a tablet somewhere and you got sitting somewhere you're never gonna look at it again. But write that thing down, honey, so you can be able to see it. And you can view it. And then you can see how close you are to it. You know? Building his country. You know? I taught him all my children, I teach them the same thing. And so my grandson was talking to me, and he was talking about you. He had me laughing. He said, "But Granny, I don't like fill out paperwork." But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, honey. I said, all my children, when they went to school, you know how when they come home from school, they bring you all this paperwork, this whole task of stuff they got to write down, all this stuff, information for the parent and the student. I taught my children early, honey, if they could write, they get ready to write. They bring me no paperwork, and I had 4 of them going to school at the same time. I said, now, you fill out your part, and I'll fill out the rest. What's my part, Mama? I said, what's your name? Write it down. What's your address? Write it down. What's your phone number? Write it down. They ask all those questions you can answer. Who's your homeroom teacher? All that stuff that they're asking you, write it down. Fill that stuff out. So I taught them how to fill out the application, honey, before they got grown. You hear what I'm saying to you? So by the time they got grown, honey, please. I said, do not bring me a whole lot of daggone paperwork until you fill out your paperwork. And all I got to do is sign my name and look over what you did to make sure it's done correctly. And honey, by the time they was in high school, piece of cake, honey. All that this mama already filled the paperwork out. All you need to do is sign. That's how I told him. I said, honey, boy. I said, you better fill that paperwork out. You know how to fill out paperwork. You might not like to fill out paperwork. That's different than I don't know how. You don't like to do it. Do your part. And what you can't get done, what your girl's there for. Get her to help you. But honey, don't become a dependent. Where you always depend on somebody to do something for you. Be independent. Where you know how to do things for yourself. Be good at it, honey. You don't live in a world that people can't depend on you to do your own thing because you're always waiting for somebody to do it for you. Own your country, honey. You hear me? Because you got this. Have a fabulous day. Let your light forever shine. Be marvelous at everything you do. This is Jenny Oyab with Nuggets and Things. Love you. Be blessed.